I had a one night stand with someone and we'd both been drinking and sort of just presumed that we'd be okay and wouldn't have anything to worry about. People make mistakes all the time, and most of the facts about HIV that I knew about were kind of based on images from like the 80s and the 90s, and those stereotypical images of what someone with HIV or AIDS looks like, sort of like thin and sort of like wasting away, and kind of that was just really scary. The nurse kind of just told me straight away, which I kind of appreciated, and then I just kind of don't really remember much for the first like few minutes that I was in that room. I think I just kind of was kind of numb and had a million questions going around in my head about what this was going to mean for me, and I was worried that I'd never be able to go on holiday again. I was worried about travelling abroad. I was kind of like really worried that I'd never meet someone. I did find some local services that were useful, so like a newly diagnosed course that ran for a few weeks, and things like that helped me understand the virus better. But as soon as that finished, I kind of felt like there was a gap of support for me, and I just felt quite lonely. I decided to wait and start medication when I went home for Christmas. I just remember kind of hiding in my room because my parents didn't know, and not wanting them to hear sort of like the pills like rattling around and everything. I didn't want to tell my family straight away because I was just initially nervous about what they'd think about me. Like, it's kind of important to me as well not to ruin any special family occasions. During that time we had like a lot of like really like kind of fun like family birthday occasions, and my sister was getting married, and I didn't want to let kind of like my personal life and what was going on with me with HIV to interfere with any of that and to kind of spoil it. So in November 2011, it was the second anniversary of my diagnosis, and that's when I found the Terrence Higgins Trust Service, My HIV. And that's basically a website that's got information, support for people living with HIV, and it's also got community forums, which is basically there for people living with HIV to kind of talk about their life, ask questions, ask other people for their opinions. Speaking to other people about their own experiences, not having to deal with sort of like questions and worries about that on my own was just really important and really beneficial. One thing that my HIV allowed me to do as well was to realise that it was time to talk to my family about my diagnosis, and I kind of had discussions with a few people, and I just remember one of them speaking to me and telling me that you're only as sick as your secrets, and that kind of gave me a real boost of confidence to realise that I did want to kind of come out publicly that I was living with the virus and kind of make a difference. And I don't think I'd have been able to have done that without that sort of support. With the help of my boyfriend, I then arranged to tell like my mum, my dad and my sister, and just help me to move on in myself as well. No one had any issues at all or anything, and it just made me really happy that I was kind of breaking down barriers and that people were kind of seeing past the fact that I had a virus, and they were still treating me as Alex, just like they had done before. After I told my family, I kind of felt more confident about living with HIV and felt like I wanted to do more with regards to being able to change misconceptions and ideas that people have, because that sort of stigma is stopping people getting tested. As long as stigma exists, more and more people are still going to be afraid to get tested. And for people living with HIV today, they shouldn't have to hide away and put up with like discrimination or anything like that. After quite a few months of using my HIV, I realised that I wanted to give something back. So when there was an opportunity to volunteer as a peer support volunteer, on the forums, I kind of thought it was the right time to do that, and you're talking to other people who've got a real experience of living with the virus, and that's something that's really, really important. I know that myself and other people living with HIV would just like to say thank you to anyone that supports Terrence Higgins Trust for everything that you give the charity. Just helps us tremendously, and it really does change lives, and without that network of people around me, I don't think I'd be as strong as I feel I am today. I've been with my boyfriend for over 5 years now, and we have a great relationship, even though he's negative, and that obviously in the beginning kind of brought up issues and questions. It's not been a problem at all. Last year, me and Richard went away to Australia together, and I never thought I'd be able to do something like that, and to be able to just do those normal things that I'd kind of always wished and dreamed that I could with the virus kind of just makes me feel confident and kind of stronger, and that nothing is going to stop me from doing anything that I want to just because I'm HIV positive.